Hello again, everybody, and welcome into the Coach's Corner in Bucyrus. I'm Travis Berardi. Coach's Corner, once again, brought to you by Pizza Hut of Bucyrus and Galion. Nobody out-pizzas a hut like the Pizza Hut in Galion and Bucyrus, and we always want to thank them for providing the pizza for our athletes tonight. On tonight's show, we have Buckeye Central Boys Cross Country and Bucyrus Golf, but we will start with the Bucks as we introduce Coach Thad Metzger, Junior Braden Seifert, and Senior Noah Wilson. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight? How are we doing, Coach?
Hey, we're doing great. Doing great.
And yeah, came here for the pizza, stayed for the race. I like the signs we all got up here. I think you have another one that says I want a Hershey bar. Anybody got a Hershey bar for this guy? We don't have Hershey bars, but our friend Harper does have Bean Boozled if she wants to bring in some beans for you guys. I don't think I've gotten a good bean yet, guys, so hopefully the good ones are with you. I've had rotten egg and jalapeno the last couple of times, so yeah, those are, what do you have here? It looks like either buttered popcorn or rotten egg. Yeah, good luck with that. And the other two, I think that one might be Tutti Frutti or Puke, and that one I think is Stink Bug or Cappuccino or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. But on the count of three.
All right.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Here goes
1,
nothing.
2, 3. I got jalapeno for a third straight time. You got rotten egg, didn't you?
Yeah.
It is not fun. Braden, what'd you get?
I think it's puke. It's ain't fruity.
Coach?
Yeah, I got some stink bugs stuck
You
in my
got some
teeth.
stink bud? Yeah, I think they kind of missell you when they say it's 50-50. I think it's more like a 70-30 or an 80-20, but
That one, I swear, had a little touch of cappuccino to start with, so I was like, oh, maybe. Oh, no.
They throw you
It's
off.
terrible.
all right, while the boys are trying to get that taste away, Coach, we'll start with you. Just what got you into coaching here, cross country, first of all?
Well, I ran cross country in high school, and I really enjoyed it. And we had some coaches back then I was inspired by, and I just always wanted to coach cross country. I wanted to, do some teaching and mentoring and coaching. And I've coached multiple sports, and I'll still say cross country is my favorite sport to coach by far.
And where'd you run?
Buckeye Central.
Oh, you're a Buck, so
Yeah,
alumni too.
Yeah,
it seems like it's how it is.
The old banners that came from the old school, I have in my house, and the only thing on there that was the year that we won the league, actually, the old NCC.
So that's something to build for right there. That's pretty cool. Boys, now that you, I think you've recovered from the Bean Boozled. You guys, speaking of the conference meet, you have 2 more meets before you get there. Where do you think you are right now? Are you where you want to be, or do you expect yourself to improve over the next 2 weeks to be in prime shape for the conference meet? We'll start with you, Braden.
And by conference, I expect myself to be like really low 17s. Like I want to be around like 1705, 1710, and I mean I want to be up there. I mean right now my fastest time is like a 1754 maybe, and I mean this year's just been really different compared to like prior years. Like we have a really ambitious boys team. I think like we all want to win. We all want to push each other as hard as we can go. Like in previous years, it'd just be a couple of us out there. Just we want to compete, but we don't want to. Like we want to win, but we just didn't have it in us. And like the coaching too this year, like our coaches are great. Like we gained a new one this year too. Like Mr. Wiles, he is our track coach, and he's really motivational with everything. And like he pushes us really hard in speed workouts and makes sure we get it done right. Like we don't cut corners anymore either. Like we used to be bad about that, but now it's like we're like at it. Like we don't let off.
Noah?
Yeah, I think I'm in a pretty good spot. And I think the team's in an actual really good spot. And by conference, I want to be really close to Braden, if not beating him. But like he said, the aspect of just the team and the coaches is just so much significantly better than it was last year. And I'm really excited for the conference meet.
And I know you guys, you want to finish around in Northmore 30th and 21st, the Kip Kin 23rd and 20th, Bob James 6th and 4th, the Bucyrus Elks a little bit further 26th and 17th, and then the Stars and Stripes and Lights, if you want to watch it, It's on the OH Report anytime you don't watch it on there. But 29th and 31st out of 243 runners, which is pretty darn good. The Galion Festival, which had 240 runners, 33rd and 61st. And then the county meet, which just finished, you were 4th and 7th place as well. So it does seem like both of you guys are not only finishing around each other, but you're getting better as the season has gone on, and you still get a couple more meets. Speaking of Star Stripes and Lights, we were talking before we came on the air. You guys have a pretty cool tent, apparently, when you get set up. Just how fun is that event being, at night and everything with so many people? But just take me through the night that you guys had down there.
So we got a lot of the supplies and tent there set up around, I think, noonish, and man, we had it all. We had 2 couches set up. We had a TV. We had a big old snack table. We had cornhole and just tons of other stuff, and it was really great. Yeah, we just different experience than any other meet. Running a night, and the fireworks show and everything. It's a really neat place to be, and it definitely is a faster course when you run at night.
Yeah, to add on to that, we are I think we're one of the most exciting tents there. Like, last year we were pretty cool, but now we had I think 2 tents. We had a trailer backed up to us with all our stuff on it. We had our couches, our TVs. We had cornhole going with a big speaker bumping too. We had to watch ourselves too, because we're going to wear ourselves out if we got any more hyped. We made that mistake too. With the speaker, we were getting hyped 45 minutes before our race, and by the time the race came, we were dead.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, I did run track in high school, and I think for some of the big meets we did something like that. But it's not just you're there running; you're with your teammates, you're having a good time. Just as a whole team, how fun is it to be with each other out, on a Saturday morning or a Saturday night, just getting ready for your race, cheering each other on, things like that.
Yeah, it's really exciting now. Prior years, we only had 5 or 6 boys, but now we have 11 or 12, I think, and we're always not always, but we're really hyper and excited for the meets. It's crazy. Hunter Cottle, he's a sophomore. He's probably the main hype guy. He's always overly hyper. But yeah.
Team aspect. Everybody there is great. We all like to hang out with each other, cut loose, mess around a little bit. It's always just a different experience when you get to interact with other teams as well at the meets, and it's always just a good time.
And I know when I was running track, you're running the same events. You get to know some of the other runners from other schools, because you're running the same thing over and over again. Have you been able to build some relationships with maybe some other runners from other schools that you keep up with?
Yeah, but with other runners, I more pay attention to the ones right in front of me to try to catch them. I'm always paying attention where they are at the race. I'll be looking over my shoulder where they at, because I want to get them. But yeah, we make friends with other schools too, but I'm more of the competitive.
But once you get on once you get on the track, everything's out the door. You just want to finish ahead of them.
Yeah.
Coach, how nice is it to see just your team come together like that, having a good time outside, being able to be there for each other? It has to help, just not with morale overall, but also the way they run too.
Yeah, that's the part I always love about cross country, is the family aspect of it. And with the increase in numbers this year too, so on the guys' side, we had a skeleton, we had a core that was there, but like they said, it was hard. It's hard when you have a drop off as you're going through. But we added some guys this year, so we have a bigger team, and so they're just always there for each other. And we try to make it fun. We do some team dinners and other things like that. We'll probably go to last year we went to the haunted corn maze. We'll probably do that again as a team. Just things that you build camaraderie, and you're there for each other. We know those hard workout days, they're ready to push each other.
And now I know in the shout outs, you guys are shouting out the team moms. How important have they been for you guys this season?
I got this. Dude, the team moms are great. Isaac Parsons' mom, Josephine, brings the best snacks. Last year, she would call me before the meets, what do you want? She'd be at Sam's Club or something. I'd be sushi, watermelon, pickle juice, all this stuff that those are my 3 go-tos before a meet. But she is the best mom on the team. So is Bridget, Lincoln's mom. I really like her too. She's one of my favorite moms. I love all the moms. They're great.
That's smart.
I know, and they bring so much food too. I'm not a big eater before a meet, but once we get done with it, I am like the first one over there digging through it all. It's great.
Same with you?
They're all just fantastic. I always eat way too much than I should, and it's just, and they always bring, Gatorades, snacks, cookies, whatever, and it's not healthy food at all most of the time. But, we love it. Come on.
What's the craziest thing that they brought?
I don't know, I don't know if there's nothing necessarily crazy, but there is, but it's not for during cross country, it's during track. Josephine, so Isaac's mom, she brought us margarita mix, and we made fake margaritas.
Virgin margaritas, yes.
Yeah, they weren't, yeah.
Yeah.
But she brought margarita mix. I mean, it was all right. I mean, I was hoping.
That's fun.
It's like Kool-Aid.
And I didn't mean crazy like something weird, but they made a 3-tiered cake or something they took forever to make, and you're like, wow, you did that for us.
They do pasta dinners and stuff.
Ooh.
So
get those carbs.
I don't know. Yeah, big things of pasta and just probably that.
Nice.
That's
over the course of the season, have you guys been able to hit any PRs, anything like that so far?
Yeah, compared to last year, sophomore year, I really slumped. It was bad. But this year, I've been like 17s. When I started coming in there, I'm like, yeah, I can do something now. But it's been all right.
I've been able to be pretty consistent with last year. I mean, I'm still hoping to do better than I did. I'm probably right where I am now, is where I would be at the end of the year last year.
That's
so
good.
I'm hoping just to stretch it out a little bit.
Still have a little time left before districts. Coach, now once we get into the race, once the gun goes off and they start running, what do you like to do? Because I know once they get out on the course, there's not much coaching that you can do other than saying, hey, this is at what's your time at, you're running, cheering them on. But on that coaching aspect, what do you like to do to at least try and help them out as much as you can?
I'm one that tries to, I pick my spots beforehand, and I try to run around as much as I can. I'm bouncing from one side to the other. So at Amon's, I'm hitting multiple times. I'm seeing them come by. And things like Braden was saying, I know sometimes he's more motivated by somebody ahead of him, so I might be shouting, hey, so-and-so is, 4 spots up, go after him, or sometimes it might be you're telling mile splits because that gives them an idea where they are, they didn't start fast enough or something. So sometimes it's mile splits, sometimes it might be pointing out where they are in relation to medals too. Like these two, like you mentioned earlier, a lot of these meets, they're up there where they're near medaling range and or in medaling range, and you're telling them where they are in relation to all that, what place. So that kind of gives them some motivation to pick it up at that point or whatever.
Maybe get some of the moms out there to say, hey, there's a cookie waiting for you about 800 meters up. If you
start
can,
shouting.
You can get there in 10 seconds.
Sushi.
Sushi.
Dude.
I'm not a big fan of sushi, but I heard it is very popular though.
Yeah, dude.
What's your favorite sushi to eat?
I don't know if I have a favorite sushi. I just
just all around.
Yeah, they'll just show up with the tray, and I'm like, I'm eating that.
Hey,
watermelon's a big
connoisseur
thing
right there, right?
Yeah.
All right, last question for you boys before we get into our first game. Weather's starting to cool down. I know it's raining right now for the first time, it seems like, in months. But what are you able to do on the course as the temperature's lower? I know at the Northmore meet, it was pretty hot. People were, at the end of that race, people were, nearly falling over and other things like that. But now the temperature's getting into the 60s, maybe the high 50s on a Saturday morning. Does that help you guys out, with that stamina, maybe lower some of those numbers, or you do not notice that?
I notice it a little bit. I feel like it's harder to breathe in the cold than it is the heat, but my numbers usually do drop though once it gets cooler. But I think it's harder to run on my throat and stuff. I just have a hard time breathing in it. But yeah.
I kind of like the mid-range, mid-60s.
I was going to ask what the adequate temperature is for you guys.
It's not too hot, and then if you get anything low 50s, it burns, and it's not fun at all. But it does help quite a bit.
Yeah, Coach, what about you when you were running out there? What do you like?
Yeah, I'm about 60, but I think 50s, 40s, that's nice. I think once you're getting 30s, then you're getting the long sleeves and the undergarments and all that on. But I think there's always a combination this time of year where you'll see times dropping. These guys and our teams, I think they're ready for some of those big drops, especially the cooler weather, and then the workouts. You've hit these hard workouts and weeks leading up, and then you're starting to taper down a little bit those last few weeks, and so they're fresher going into races. Yeah.
All right, how about we play our first game tonight? And it is 10 spin. So what we're going to do here in a moment, popping up on the screen, we have a number generator. As you can see, when you say stop, it will, with the coordinating question, we will ask you that question. We're going to start with Coach. Whenever you're ready, say stop.
Stop.
Number 5, what's your favorite snack at a meet? This is a good question because the moms bring a ton of stuff. What's your favorite snack to have without hurting anybody's feelings?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm fine with just like fruit snacks or something easy to go because I'm usually bouncing around, so I'm eating it as I'm running to the next race. But
Okay, fruit snack. What type of fruit snack? Any favorite one? You
No,
like the SpongeBob shaped ones or anything
I'm
like that? I don't know.
not too picky. I like sour stuff though. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, some of those.
It's like our Adam Thompson.
Yeah, just snakes and
Sour Punch over
Sour
here.
Patch Kids or something. Yeah.
Nice. All right, Braden, you're up.
All right.
Stop.
Number 4. Do your best impression of Coach during a meet.
Which coach? Oh,
All
Thad?
3 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, whichever one you can do it the best. How about
Get
that?
into it.
Just let me know who it is.
Thad's really laid back. It's more of like a Bucyrus is right in front of you. Just like move up. Like I don't know. I can't really impress Thad. Like he's not very. He's aggressive, but he's not like overly aggressive. We don't have over aggressive coaches. I don't know. Just
Any other coaches that are a little bit more
Yeah.
rambunctious?
Should we get
Come on, you gotta give me
insane
something.
wild?
Else.
Give us a while.
Wiles. What would Wiles do?
Well, that's another thing. If
Yeah.
you don't like an answer, you can throw the challenge flag to make them do it. So, just like
Oh, what would Wiles do? Wiles would do something like if you don't catch this kid, you're getting put in the 2 mile for track or something. Like
I've run the 2 miles.
yeah, like I don't know. I can't really do a good impression. I got the most.
All right. We'll go to our next one. Whenever you are ready, Noah.
Stop.
Number 9. Oh no, never mind. It's still going.
No,
So-
it was
Oh, it was
9.
9. Okay. What is your favorite class in school?
Ooh, that's a tough one actually.
Or I can ask you, what's your least favorite class in school? Hopefully your teachers are not watching
no,
here.
I don't really have a least favorite class.
Okay.
I enjoy them all. My favorite class is probably team leadership.
Nice.
It's more of a student-based class. You know, do whatever you want, do a project here and there. Just have some fun, really.
I wish we had that back
Yeah.
when I was in high school. But hey, good one. What do you want to get into after high school?
I want to become an electrician.
Nice leadership role in that. Maybe run your own place, right?
Hopefully.
All right, back to you, Coach. Whenever you're ready, say stop.
Stop.
Number 8, the one. Well, since you're a coach, the one team that you guys need to beat every time you face them is
Bucyrus.
Yeah.
with the golf team watching on from Bucyrus.
But, I mean,
It's-
that's a known fact.
the end-
Like
yeah.
you saw at County. I mean, we knew going before the season even started. I mean, they were a team that is right ahead of us, but we think we can close that gap. And the season's still going. We still think we can close that gap, and it seems like it does keep getting tighter. So that's a goal for a team that's comparable to us too. They're a very
Absolutely.
balanced team, and they've got some talent. Yeah, so we're trying to go after them.
Okay. All right, Braden.
Stop.
We already did 5, so we'll do it again.
Stop.
We did 9. We'll do one more time, and I'll pick one if you don't.
Stop. Oh, my bad.
We did 9. We'll do number 10. The most miles I've run in one day is
12. I think I was doing like 2 a day for some reason. It's only 12, but this was like last
it's only
year.
12. It's only 12. I'd probably drop dead after 5 or something like that. But
Yeah.
what's your average that you run?
Over the summer when I was on my own, I was at minimum I was trying to do 4 a day, but like I'd try to like hit like 5 or 6 just to like there'd be days I couldn't run like after getting done working, like I didn't have it in me, like, but I'd try to do 6 to make up for those days, which still isn't that much, but yeah.
All right. Last one, Noah. Whenever you are ready.
Stop.
Number 7. The worst place you have had to run at was.
Okay, that's really easy. Lucas, my 8th grade year. It is nothing but hills,
Oh, I know.
and it is always scorching hot there. Always.
Early meet.
It's
I think it
it's
was
September, but it's just always oddly
it's
hot.
that one day.
Well, and it's also it's a weekday, and so
Okay.
so it's like right after school. We
Yeah,
have
right
to
when
leave
the heat of
school
the day.
early to get there, and they're starting it early, and it's the heat of the day, and it's early
yeah,
September, and you're not really ready to run at that time of day. And yeah,
Thankfully, I haven't had to run that since my 8th grade year. So
It's kind of like Northmore then. That's a Monday afternoon in late August.
we did not have school that day this year, though.
That's right. These
So-
kids are only getting like, what, 2 months of school or something like that? I'm kidding.
Yeah, dude.
There's 2 on here that I wanted you guys to answer, so I'm still going to do it. Noah, what's your funniest team travel story?
Oh, team travel. Ooh,
I don't know. We don't really have.
I don't know. We're kind of really laid back on the bus. I mean,
Any funny moments that's happened as well? Like,
ooh,
We got lots of embarrassing ones.
well, that's my next question is for you. What's your
yeah.
most embarrassing running moment? But you can add that into there. So go ahead.
You want me to do most embarrassing?
Oh
you
yeah.
can do it.
So freshman year, we were running. It was in August. It was right before school started. We came running in like down through like where the football stadium is across those stones, and there was a groundhog on the stones, and I was like, I wanted to go chase it, so I took off after it. I made it about 5 yards and 8 rocks.
Ooh.
So now I have my front left tooth is half fake because I had to get, I like knocked half of it out and like snapped it off, and like I get back up and Noah looks at me and he's like, half of your tooth is gone. I'm like, what? And like there's just like blood pouring down my face. And he's like, it'll be fine, just finish the run. I'm like, I live in town, I can just run to my house so I can go to the like dentist or something from there. No, it'll be fine, just finish it. No, I'm going.
It was one of those where they finish a run and somebody says something about it, because I didn't see it happen. I'm like, what?
Right.
I don't believe it. No, tell me again.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, look, Braden, a groundhog. He goes, where? Starts chasing out. Oh,
Yeah, it was bad.
It. Looking at the smile does not show. Looks
I
like a
know.
regular tooth. So your dentist did a very good
Dude,
job.
it was the most painful thing too. Like,
Oh, got down to the
It hurts.
nerve.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not fun. All right. Before we get back to our questions, let's get into the mailbox.
oh,
If this thing don't fall over, there we go. I have a note. If you could participate in sports in any other decade or time period, what would it be and why? No, we'll start with you.
oh, man. First question I have is, when did cross country come to be? Because I'd like to run back then when competition wasn't as tight. Maybe win a few races.
do like the 1600s or something when cross country was like crossing like the ocean or something.
Well,
Like,
how about when the first Olympics, way back?
Go with
They
that.
run with running. There had to
First
have been some
Olympics.
type of running event there.
No,
right?
back in ancient Greece.
1838.
1838
unofficially.
then, there you go.
Horse and carriage right by your side, I guess.
Man,
That's how
yeah.
you get there. What about you?
I don't know, maybe like, I don't know, 1920s or like 1930s seems competitive for some reason. I don't
Okay.
know why, it just sounds competitive to me. But yeah, I don't know.
All right, Braden. And Coach, might as well ask you as well.
Take me back to like the 1970s or something. Like, first off, I gotta go compete against my dad in his prime. Just
Oh, that would
'cause,
be something,
everybody's- So you hear these stories about oh yeah, back in my day type deal. So I like to go back and play him 1-on-1 and maybe go run with Steve Prefontaine or somebody like that too.
All right. Good answers by everybody. The mailbox question also brought to you by Pizza Hut of Bucyrus and Galion. No one out Pizza the Hut like they do in Bucyrus and Galion. Back to the questions. All right. We were talking about it a little bit. Bucyrus being your biggest rival. They finished right ahead of you in the county meet. Are they your biggest competition between them and maybe a Northern 10 championship?
No, they're our biggest competition by far. I think we could have got them if
Yeah.
I say county. We were we didn't run poorly, but we didn't run where we should have been. Like, I don't even think I was where I should have been. I wanted to catch a Bucyrus kid in front of me, and I mean a couple of guys like our not farther back guys, but like our 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, 7th guys. I think we all could have bumped up.
And we're still relatively
Yeah.
inexperienced in a
Mhm.
way. That's what I said. We had 5 guys coming back, and it's a lot of other guys that are still figuring themselves out. I mean, they've ran track, most of them, but it's different adjusting to cross country and that style of racing. So we're still figuring it out in a way.
Yeah, probably Bucyrus. Always telling me, go get that Bucyrus kid. Don't let him beat you. And when you lose, by 6 points at county, it really makes you want it more.
Yeah, and with it being so close, it shows you that, hey, you're right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, sticking with that, what is the ceiling for these boys this season?
I mean, we haven't hit it yet. We've had some nice times. We've had some nice team averages where we're, at the team, take our varsity top guys average and it's close to 19, but I think it can drop below that as a team. And there's still a handful of them that, don't know what their potential is. So they're still trying to figure out how to race and hold it together for the whole 5K and not, some of them sometimes will hit a wall at some point, but I think they can bust through that.
All right, boys,
So
Oh,
I was gonna
anything
say,
else?
yeah.
No,
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
So I mean,
Sorry.
the goal would be, try to get to regionals. We haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, you look back at Buckeye Central cross country; it hasn't been there as a team for guys or girls. So that'd be the goal.
Got a shout out from Charlene Wilson, as you see on our fan zone. Love this cross country team.
That's Noah's.
That's awesome. Go Bucks! But sticking with that, you guys finished in the top 25, just outside, I believe, of regionals last year.
Yeah.
It's got to be a goal for you guys is you were that close that you want to make it onto that next level and be one of the few. Did you make it to regionals, Coach?
No.
Do something that not even Coach did when he won at the conference meet. So is that what the goal is, at least to make regionals, and then you never know from there?
It's definitely regionals. And a alumni runner, Kaden Young, his mom bet us a nice amount of money if we make it to regionals and state. So regionals is a certain amount, and then state's a certain amount. So
OHSAA, I don't believe
they're not
illegal. So they're joking right now if it is. But
talking
we'll see.
monopoly money.
Boys, take me through your morning routine. Say it's a Saturday morning race. We'll say like the Northern 10 Championships. What do you do from wake up until that gun goes off? What is your routine? We'll start with you, Noah.
You wake up in the morning and do a nice, 5-minute empty stare off the side of your bed. Contemplate about going back to sleep. Get up anyway. Go downstairs. Shower. Go to the bathroom like 30 times because you're so nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Eat breakfast. Get to the meet. Go to the bathroom 30 more times. Do your stretches. Do your warm-ups. Get mentally prepared and have a blast before. So when you're running,
a little bit loose.
Everything's a little bit looser.
Same with you, Braden?
Oh, yeah, it's like the same. Yeah, I mean, at the meet, we usually get off the bus and religiously we'll, walk the course for, no reason, even though it don't matter how well we know it, we'll still walk it with, the speaker just to be who we are. And then, we'll go back and attempt to round up everybody to start stretching. Usually it takes, 4 tries, but we'll get ourselves rounded up and then we'll get at it. But, yeah.
And what do you do in your morning routine? I know it's not much that you can do as a coach the day of because your preparation.
The day of,
but what do? You have the nerves as well, or what?
Coaching, the day of, I'm not as nervous as them. I save the anti-diarrheals for when I run races, my own races. But no, I'm getting up early as well with kids at my house and getting a little coffee and out the door. Yeah.
Last question before we do our final game for the boys. What's your thought process throughout a race? You start, what are you trying to do? Stick with each other at the start, maybe trying to keep up with the front of the line? Or, I don't know, what is it? And then also, do you leave something in the tank for the final 800 meters, the final 400 meters, or try and get past a couple people? What goes through your mind? What do you do throughout a race?
Normally we always plan, try to stay together as long as possible, push each other. We're pretty darn close to each other, and it's really important that we push each other as teammates and hopefully finish, close to one another. But sometimes that's not always the case. During the race, sometimes you're feeling, hey, I'm not really into it today. Let's just try to, let's try to get across that finish line at a decent time. Or if I'm feeling really good, let's go get some kids. Let's go run a nice PR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like he said, we're pretty similar in our speeds and our how we run, our methods. like we'll like tell each other beginning a race too, we're gonna stick with this guy, or we're gonna like run next to each other for a while, like until we like settle in, because like sometimes we'll have problems going out too hard and fast and we'll just be gassed. But yeah, we've been staying pretty close to each other for the most part, like until about that first mile. Then we really start to separate or try to pull away from each other sometimes and like be competitive with each other. And then like towards the end of the race, I try to, like, I don't usually try to save anything. Like once we hit that last half mile, I usually just start pushing and pushing and pushing until I'd have like nothing left in me and I'm like about to cry when I get done. But yeah.
Out of you two, who's faster?
Me. Wait, faster?
Honestly, who's the faster runner?
If we did 100, I think if we just did 100 meter sprint,
100 meter dash.
I think you'd have me in 100, but
I don't know. Honestly, I'll say it. He's the younger one.
Yeah.
He's faster than I am.
He's just going to carry you to the line to get you to regionals,
Honestly,
right?
I'm happy. You know, he's doing good.
Yeah, he's my pacer in practice though. 'Cause
I gotta make sure he doesn't, because sometimes he'll want to speed it up in the beginning and then he'll slow it
nothing
back
left,
down
yeah.
and speed it back. I'm like, come on.
Too much. Yeah. All right, that's enough with the questions. We're going to go to our final game before we take our break, and it's called On the Same Page. So if you want to clean off your shout-outs to all the moms out there, shout-outs to all the moms for, not only, birthing us, but, providing the snacks and everything like that. And a hello to Charlene as well. Noah's doing good. He's doing good on here. So this is what we're going to do. I have 5 questions. It's the coach's opinion, so he will write down the answer. If you guys match him, you get a point. If you don't match him, well, you don't get a point. And you say something outrageous, I have a yellow flag just in case, but haven't had to use it yet this year. So our first question, Coach, the most improved runner from last season is? And hide the board as well, just so they don't see you. And you guys ready?
Yeah.
Turn them.
Really?
Nobody got him. Christopher, why Christopher, Coach?
I don't know. Honestly, there's a few of them I was debating in my head. But I mean, for him to go up there and, all county, he ran really well recently and earned a medal and a place up there. Yeah.
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you have 3 of them because that means it seems like this
honestly,
team's moving on the
he wasn't the
positive
first
direction.
one I thought of. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's the last one. Yeah.
Hey, if they keep getting their PRs, that maybe not only you guys, maybe a whole team makes it to the regional if you finish well enough. So that's a good one. All right, to our second question now. The runner that would show up to a meet way too early if he could is... So this is if you guys were able to travel by yourselves, who would be the first person, maybe other than the coaches, that would be there because he's so excited to run? That person is Adam for our group. He's always excited to get there. All right, Coach,
Okay.
show it.
So if I said had to be there by a certain time.
Really?
he was late.
Dude, I'm
Noah
always
said
early.
himself.
I'm always early to
You get right. Lucas. Okay,
He's like time wise. You tell him a certain time, hey, you got to be there by this. Oh, he's gonna be there by that. That's all I was thinking.
So we are still scoreless between the two with 3 questions remaining. The runner that would forget his shoes. Who is it?
I'm terrible. I'm trying to think who. Okay. Like who actually has forgotten their shoes because this has come up. But
Coach, show it.
we'll try this one.
Hunter.
Just
Hunter.
because-
Hey!
I forgot my shoes.
That's
in
it's
practice,
actually
like,
happened. That's why I was
I
like,
forgot
okay.
mine like 3 times
Yeah.
this year.
Second time Noah's called his own number and he has
Really?
not gotten either
gonna-
right.
I'm not gonna
So
anymore.
what did you do? Did you run in bare feet? Did you run in whatever shoes you had? What'd you do?
Our coach had extra shoes in his room. Actually,
That's very
Yeah.
smart.
Okay.
That's
This was
very
this.
smart.
No, keep in mind this was a practice for Noah. So
Yeah, this was a practice.
yeah. Hunter's actually done this like at a meet before. Where afterward, I was like, what happened to shoes?
Do you guys have like backup shoes that you take just in case?
No.
listen,
No?
I got so many pairs of shoes, but I just don't take backups because it's a lot of clutter.
That's true. All right, next question. The runner on the team that will become the next cross-country coach.
Oh my goodness.
Who is it?
Cross country coach.
Ooh.
Who would you see following in your footsteps, Coach Metzger? He's got a grin on his face. We'll see.
Just-
Braden leading 1-0 so far. All right, Coach, flip them, everybody.
Okay.
Isaac, and
Wait, what is this?
Okay.
Did you not know how to spell it?
No. Honestly,
he said Noah.
honestly, I just put Noah to mess around because he kept putting his own name, and so I'm like, I gotta get a Noah on
He said
here.
Isaac.
No, Isaac was who I was originally thinking.
Okay, I'll believe you.
I mean,
this time.
I was thinking Isaac in my head, just based on his demeanor and whatnot. But yeah,
Braden still holds the 2-1 lead. Final question. The runner on the squad that will run for president is... Noah, you need this question right and Braden wrong to tie. Winner gets nothing. Loser should get another bean, I should think.
I
But
can't. I want to say. Oh, okay.
Just write something. All right, ready?
we ready?
Yep.
Flip it. Hunter, nobody got it right.
way.
That means Braden is your winner.
I see Hunter being it though. He's really bossy.
Hunter. Yeah, he just likes to talk. I mean, it doesn't mean he get any votes, but
I could. Well, everybody would vote for Lincoln.
Your loser is Noah, so he gets another bean.
Braden.
Braden?
The same color I had.
Eat it now.
it's a good one.
Eat it.
She is a girls cross country runner at Bucyrus, by the
Yeah,
way. So that's probably why she gave you that one.
Oh, that-
And he got
That one's hard.
that one.
It's butter popcorn though.
Oh, hey, he got a good one. How about that? All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the Coach's Corner. Like I said, you have a couple more meets before the Northern 10, but
Okay.
I wish you guys the best of luck, and I cannot wait to see you guys get through districts and make it to regionals, and maybe even we'll see you down at Fortress a bit. But good luck the rest of the way, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will have the Bucyrus boys golf squad right here on the Coach's Corner, once again brought to you by Pizza Hut of Bucyrus and Galion. We'll be back.
He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Pizza Hut of Bucyrus and Galion. No one outpizzas the Hut like they do in Bucyrus and Galion, as well as all of our other sponsors that you just saw during our break. Now, before I get to our next team, we have a quick announcement. Coach's Corner is going to hit the road for some bonus sports coverage over the next few weeks, so check out those Coach's Corner highlights podcasts on CrawfordCountyNow.com under the sports tab. Our next live show will be on October 25th, first week of the football playoffs. So stay tuned to Crawford County Now sports page for highlights, starting with an interview with Colonel Crawford football and maybe even the Northmore Golden Knights as well starting next week. We're not going to wait completely, but the shows will be back for the first week of the playoffs. Now it's time to welcome in a squad going for districts tomorrow. It is Bucyrus Boys Golf coach Jason Calder, seniors Cody Pennington and Gavin Terrell. With your explain your shout outs, boys. Who are you shouting out?
We're shouting out Marty Myers. He is our former golf coach for my freshman and sophomore years, and he helps us out with the range whenever we need help. And then we have Jen for our early tournaments. He brings us food sometimes, and overall is there most of the time to help us out.
Pretty much probably the same thing you had, right? Yeah. All right, before we get into our interview questions, Harper has delivered some beans. And, Coach, I know you said that if you get a bad bean, you're going to flunk her brother, which I think it's fair. I think that's a fair thing to do. So we'll find out. On 3, 1, 2, 3.
It's a good one.
For the 4th straight time, I got jalapeno. What's the taste, Coach?
It's like fruit.
Tutti Frutti.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's not the good one, but it doesn't really taste terribly. Can't tell what it is.
It doesn't taste bad. Also, it doesn't taste good.
All right. Well, for the first time, I think, in the history of the Coach's Corner, everybody's pleased with their bean.
I wouldn't exactly say pleased.
Well, at least you're not gagging like some other people have been doing.
Fair enough.
All right, Coach, I'll give you this time. Introduce yourself.
I'm Jason Calder. I've been here as a golf coach for 2 years as a head coach and 2 years before that as an assistant. Been at Bucyrus for 6 years.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Let's get right into it then. Boys, you get out on the course. I know casual golf for me, I just like to go play the course, whatever it is. But is it important for you guys before a match or knowing that you're going to play a match to go out and know a course before you get on it?
Well, most of the time we go on an app called 18 Birdies. We scout out the course, determine yardages, and just figure out how we're going to play the day. And then most of the time we have played that course before, prior years at golfing varsity level.
Gavin?
Same thing, pretty much as he said.
Okay. During a match, Coach, what's the most important thing for you to do for your golfers? Do you go out there, if you see something, do you mention to it like, hey, maybe you need your swing's a little bit off or something like that, or just say, hey, do you need anything right now, cheerleader? What do you do out there on the course? It's kind of like cross country, where once they get out there, you can't do too much.
Yeah, I try to follow them around, go to the front group, whoever's in front, and then watch them all go through. And if I notice they're struggling, try to talk them down. They got to stay out of their own heads. That's the biggest problem in golf, is the mental
Absolutely.
aspect.
I'm still in my own head, and I've been golfing pretty much my whole life. It's a tough thing to do. Probably why I never made it to the PGA, but hey, that's something else. It's exactly why, right, Adam? Okay. Boys, what do you like to do during a round? I know when I golfed in high school, I wasn't good enough to be one of the tops, so I just really buddied it up with the other number 5 golfers. Tried to have a good time, tried to golf a good round, and then anytime I saw my teammates say, how are you doing, things like that. But I know there are also some other golfers that just like to stay in the zone and just focus on their own thing, not talk, and just play their match. What are you guys like? What are you like out on the course when the match is going on?
For the most part, I try to stay friendly to the other golfers, just talk around to them. But when it comes down to like stressful shots, I'm focusing in, trying to get a good shot. But after that, it's just conversate and try to make good time, because if no one's talking to each other, it feels weird being out there for a few hours, 4 hours at a time. It doesn't really sound fun to be quiet for 4 hours.
Yeah, the same thing.
Now with that, I know Northern 10 you face faced teams multiple times and also in invitationals and things like that. Do you, like, kind of the same question I asked the cross-country runners, do you make friends with some of the other golfers off the course? Like, you're trying to beat them on the course, but are there some guys that you've made friendships with over the years that you see 3-4 times during the year?
Yeah, we've tried to make friendships, but we don't really talk to them outside of golf.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, we don't really talk to them.
What's your favorite thing to do during a round, Gavin?
I don't know, really. Yes, just have fun.
All right. Well, we're going to have a little bit more fun now as we are going to go into our first game for you guys, and it is called Boomers versus Zoomers. It's my favorite part of the show. It's where our athletes, with the help from Coach tonight, answer pop culture questions from back when we old folk were graduating high school. This week, it is questions from the year I graduated in 2006. Our leaders in the clubhouse, Northmore football and the Bucyrus boys cross country team, both got 8.5 questions right. I'm going to ask you 10 questions. One of them has a half-point bonus, so we'll see if you guys can catch up. Now, Coach, you can't be answering each question since you're a little bit older like me and with that, but you can help them out here today, and I will give you get one chance to answer. If you don't like their question, throw the flag, and I'll give him that because the last week we had Bucyrus, one father of our own here, answer really well. Knew all the Harry Potter movies straight up. That was quite impressive from him. So I'll give you, whenever you want to answer, throw the red flag, and I'll let you finish the answer and get them a point. But let's get right into things. Question number 1. This made-for-TV musical aired on the Disney Channel with songs such as We're All in This Together and Get Your Head in the Game. And I think Gavin knows what it is. You can just answer. You don't have to write it down.
Musical?
High School Musical is correct, yes. Zac Efron, that was kind of his coming out way back in 2006. Now he's just one of those major stars. So 1 for 1. Good start for you guys. Number 2, in January of 2006, this LA Lakers scored the second most points in the game in NBA history with 81. Do you know who it is? Nicknamed Black Mamba. Are you going to have to use the flag early in this game, Coach?
I believe I know who it is. Is it Michael Jordan?
No. It is not Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was, well, maybe he was back for his second time around playing back in 06. But it is not. He answered before you could throw the flag, so I'm not going to get it. But it was Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant scored 81 points in January of 2006. Still in it, though. 8 more questions. This social media platform opened in 2006, which is still going strong now. Where back in its start, you could poke people. But now it's turned into likes. What social media platform that's very popular right now started in 2006? And I'll help you out. We're streaming on it right now as well.
Facebook?
Facebook is right. So back right when it started, you could do,
No idea you can do that.
you go to your friends, you could just poke them. There's a little thing on the side that said poke, and then later on they said you could throw stuff. You could throw a cow or throw a pillow or anything like that. It was your way of saying hi without saying hi back then. Yeah. Back in the day it was great, but now it just seems weird, right? So you got 1 right, well, 2 right. You got Facebook there, so 2 for 3 so far. Number 4, Disney had the 2 top grossing movies in 2006, with one starring Lightning McQueen and the other with Johnny Depp starring as a pirate. Name one of these movies.
Cars.
Cars? I'll give you a half point if you can name the other movie.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
You got them right. 3.5 out of 4. You guys are right in it so far. Good job on those questions. Great movies, too. Pixar was actually bought by Disney that year as well. Number 5, this vice president in 2006 accidentally shot his friend in the face while bird hunting in February of that year. Name the vice president. There's actually a movie made about him, and this was in it.
Come on, you guys.
You got it, Wayne. Throw the flag out.
I can't throw the flag on that one. I cannot remember his name. It's pretty bad for a history person.
Give up?
Yeah.
You want to guess anybody? No?
Joe Byron.
Biden was... It was actually Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney. They were out bird hunting, and he shot bird pellets into the chest and face of his friend. Actually caused him to have a heart attack, but they're all fine now, I think, at least. All right, still at 3.5 as we go to question number 6. This rock band had yet another top 10 single with Danny California. Who was that rock band?
This is really bad because we're all rock people in here.
Was it on the album Californication?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
There you go. I'll give you that one. You're at 4.5. If you finish out, you will tie for the lead. Number 7. This television show aired twice a week, with both episodes holding the top 2 spots in the ratings in 2006, where singers were judged by a panel of 4 judges before being voted on by America, with Ryan Seacrest as the host. What was the show?
The only one I can think of is American Idol, and I don't.
You're right.
Oh,
This is American Idol.
Obvious.
Now, yeah, that's why I had to add in Ryan Seacrest, because you probably would have guessed the voice if not.
I would have guessed the voice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you got it right nonetheless. 5.5 questions correct. 3 left. This movie, released in 2006, was a NASCAR-based comedy with the catchline "Shake and Bake."
What was it? I don't remember the name.
I believe they just raced there either last Sunday or they're racing this Sunday there too.
They race at night.
I don't know if it's a night race.
This would be a great question for Grandpa. NASCAR is all he watches.
Do I need the flag?
Do you know the characters' names in there? No?
Throw the flag, Wayne.
Okay, I'll throw the flag.
Coach?
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Oh yeah, I was trying to raise Bobby.
All right, question number 9. You guys you answer the last 2, you'll be tied. This team won the Super Bowl in January of 2006 as Jerome Bettis won the title in his hometown of Detroit, Michigan. Who is the team?
Correct?
Yeah, so it was the 2005 season, but the Super Bowl took place in 2006. They were a 6th seed. They were a 6th seed in the AFC. They had to win their last 3 regular season games and then go to Cincinnati and beat them en route to. They also beat Peyton Manning, the Immaculate Redemption. The fumble at the goal line by Bettis? No? This team beat the Browns on Monday Night Football 2 weeks ago.
It's a bad thing. I don't pay attention to the Browns.
Dan knows this answer. No? Coach already used the flag, too.
I'm trying to think who the Browns played already. Played the Bengals last week.
Nothing?
Oh, it was the Lions.
Nope. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers. The Lions was the first week, right?
They played the Bengals week 1, the Steelers week 2. Last week they played the Titans.
Oh, well,
2-1 with their lone loss to the Steelers. Go Steelers. Last question. This golfer nicknamed Lefty won his 2nd Masters tournament in April of 2006.
Phil Mickelson.
There you go. 7.5 is your final score, just behind Bucyrus cross country boys and Northmore football. But good job, though. That was not bad at all. Good job. Before we get back to our questions, we have one more mailbox question. Again, brought to you by Pizza Hut of Bucyrus and Galion. Let's see. I'm gonna pick one here. If golf was not offered as a sport, what other sport or extracurricular activity, if any, would you participate in?
Does it have to be strictly during the fall?
No, any sport.
Baseball.
Nice.
None.
None? If you had a chance,
Cross country.
cross country.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we're going to finish things off. We're running low on time, so I'm going to ask you a couple more questions, then we'll get on out of here because I know you guys probably have homework or something. You got to get ready, actually, tomorrow. You got sectionals. As you get ready for sectionals, boys, what would you say is your strongest part of your golf game? Gavin, let's ask you first. Short game, long game, putting, driving?
Like medium, possibly.
Medium? So your approach, your second shot?
Yeah.
What goes into perfecting that? Getting a good second shot in towards the green?
Your distance and what clubs, how far you can hit them, how accurately you can hit them too. And what, like where your approach, like where the pin, because that can also help if you can hit it to the green with your approach.
Okay. Cody?
I'd say probably my irons is the best part of my game because it's clubs that's most easy to hit. When you get up to the woods, there's a lot more things that go wrong because you're swinging a little harder.
Mm-hmm. All right, Coach, if you notice something that can be adjusted in a player's maybe a swing or their approach, whatever, is it safe during a match to try and fix it then or maybe mid-season? Or is there a point where you're like, I'm just going to let you finish off here. I don't want to maybe overcompensate and throw off your game?
It depends on how bad it is. If it's something that's minor, I just would let them finish the game, finish the round, and try to adjust afterwards.
Okay. Boys, we were talking about a little bit ago. How much of a mental game is golf to you? Cody, I'll ask you first.
Golf is a very hard when it comes to mental game. I even, at some points, get in my head, and like today during practice, it was not very good.
It's kind of like quicksand, isn't it? You hit one bad shot and you get in your own head. It just keeps... That happened to me a lot when I golfed. Now, is there any way that you can get yourself out of it?
Just get a shot that you're very familiar with, like a club you're very familiar with, like regular 7-iron, stock 7-iron. That's my favorite club to hit. It's the easiest. Set up middle. Put a nice smooth swing on it. Just trust it. It's the easiest way for me to get out of it.
Hey, Gavin, what's your kind of recovery club that you like to hit that you know you can hit it well and get you back on track?
Like my 6-iron.
That's a good middle club right there. So you can hit it. If you don't hit it too hard, you can still get it on target. You're a little bit short of the green, but you don't overhit it, right? Okay. Coach, last season you were 10th at sectionals. Top 3 teams move on to districts tomorrow. After what you've seen, do you feel like you have 4 scorers that can give you a chance to maybe finish in that top 3 and move on?
Oh yeah, we definitely have. If we all play well, we definitely should be in the top 3.
And then, boys, do you think you have what it takes to finish in that top, 3 or 5 players to advance as an individual in case you guys don't make it?
Who else is there besides Winford tomorrow? Seneca, other big ones. Plymouth is a big one, right?
Plymouth, New London, Mohawk.
Oh, I don't have one first. But, well, 2 people. But I think if I have a really good game out there tomorrow, I believe I can be in the top 3 or 5. It all depends on the conditions, how wet it gets tomorrow, since it's supposed to rain a lot of tomorrow. If it gets really muddy, it becomes very difficult, especially on some of the greens. They're not the greatest to hold water.
Mm-hmm.
They often flood.
Yeah, that's not... I don't like golfing in the rain at all. I know some people, it helps, especially if you're in the middle of the group, that you could probably help with the leaders having their scores a little bit higher. But I really... It's the toughest part, I think, about golf is when the wind and rain comes in. If you have a perfect day, no wind, anybody has a chance. But then once those elements come in, it's crazy. Going on with that, what will be your approach tomorrow as you head to the course that you've played on 4 times already? You've played on this course a few times, but the rain might come into it. What's the approach going to be for you guys tomorrow?
My approach is be conservative, try to hit lower shots to keep it under the wind and have less effect. Because once you introduce wind into the equation, anything can happen with your shot. Wind is the biggest outside factor that it's really hard to account for.
Yeah. Even you see it with guys in the PGA and the LIV. You get that one gust of wind at the wrong time, you're off target by 20 yards. Gavin, what are you looking forward to be doing tomorrow? What's your approach, especially if it starts raining?
Probably just play it safe because a big factor of play makes me want to play safe because that tomorrow be stroke and distance.
Okay. We're going to do an abbreviated version of On the Same Page. I'm going to ask you 3 quick questions here. So if you get the boards ready, Coach, I'll be asking you these. And if we're ready, Coach, the player that has his bag full of snacks for the round, who is that? All right, turn him over.
I don't have any in my bag. Should have seen yourself last year with Uncrustables.
Cody leads 1-0.
In my bag, though.
All right, second question. Who is the Happy Gilmore of the team? And not just running up and hitting it, but who plays like Happy Gilmore out on the course?
Let's go one of 2 ways.
You ready?
Oh, I didn't know you wrote something down.
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
All right, turn it over.
That was the second option.
He literally did run up like Happy Gilmore.
Okay, Brody. So why is he like Happy Gilmore?
He did literally run up at a tournament Monday and hit the ball like Happy Gilmore.
He did.
And
Did?
How far did it go?
like 10 feet.
Okay.
I did not know this.
I did not know either.
This is something you got to ask him tomorrow morning then. Hopefully he doesn't do that at sectionals though. Like,
Yes.
Please don't do that. Do it at another round. All right, final question. Gavin, you need one to tie. Cody, if you get one right, you win. The best golfer on a miniature golf course out of this team is? We good? Turn him over. Noah, and Noah. Everybody got him right, and that's our second game. We had a 2-1 finish. Cody wins 2-1. Gentlemen, I wish you the best of luck on the golf course. Hopefully there's a little bit of a break in the rain so you guys get to get out there, but looking forward to see how you guys finish out. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, that'll wrap things up here on this edition of the Coach's Corner. Just a reminder, we are hitting the road for some bonus coverage over the next few weeks. Check out those mini podcasts, mini interviews on the Coach's Corner highlight interviews inside CrawfordCountyNow.com under the sports tab. Our next live show will be October 25th, the first week of the playoffs for football. We'll probably get a couple football teams in here to talk about their playoff matchups. But stay tuned to Crawford County Now sports page for highlights, starting with the Colonel Crawford Eagles this coming week, as well as possibly the Northmore Golden Knights in the next week. So for the Buckeye Central Boys Cross Country Squad, the Bucyrus Boys Golfers, and everybody here at Crawford County Now, WBCO, WQEL, and the OH Report, I'm Travis Berardi saying so long from Bucyrus.